Joining me in studio right now, Texans beat reporter for ESPN. It is DJ Bien-Aime on the heels of the Texans' 22-17 victory over the Denver Broncos. Let's start with the good from that game before we talk about Dell, DJ. I wanted you to do this for me because I think Nick Caserio, at least after Sunday, is looking very, very good. Tank Dell's a guy that he had drafted in the third round, but Will Anderson, this year's third overall pick. Derek Stingley, last year's third overall pick. Nico Collins, a third-round pick in Caserio's first draft class. All three of them were outstanding on Sunday. How'd you power rank the three?
How would I power rank the three in terms of how impressive they were?
Performances on Sunday, yes.
I put Stingley 1. I put Stingley 1.
That's surprising. Okay.
I'll probably put Nico 2, then Will 3.
Will 3? Wow.
Yeah. I mean, like,
blocked punts, deflected pass intercepted, 2 sacks, 4 QB hits.
He was great. You asked me to power rank him 3 though. Like, I think like Stingley's second interception was incredible. Like, Stingley prevented like multiple touchdowns that day, like yesterday, right? Like, if he doesn't have that interception, because remember the way he dove for it, if he misses that, that's a touchdown. Remember Russ was a little late on it, but the deep ball to Mims, if he doesn't break that up, that's another touchdown. Obviously, the interception that he had, obviously Will help tipped it, but Stingley still has to catch it. And to be honest, there's a chance that I was talking to Christian Harris about it. He said that even if it wasn't tipped, there's a good chance it's going to be picked because Stingley jumped the route. So that
would have been pick 6.
Right. So that pick, he had it, and then they ended up scoring a touchdown off of that. Or they didn't put a points on the board off of that. So, like, he basically prevented 14 points and helped put points on the board for the Texans. So that's why I got him number 1. Nico, he had almost 70% of C.J. Stroud's passing yards because C.J. had 276. Nico had a $191, right, and a touchdown, right? So, for me, that's why I have him second because, again, like, he was directly – he put points up on the board. Stingley helped put points up on the board. He prevented 2 touchdowns, so that's why I got Stingley, Nico, Will. Will was great. Like, they all were great. Yeah, all 3 were great. I just, if I had to rank them, that's the ranking I'm going to go with.
We talked a lot about Stingley during the offseason, and then he suffers the hammy injury, and we don't see him for a while. Since he's been back,
he's been incredible.
4 picks, and I had a lot of fun tweeting this out after the game on Sunday because I just like to be a dick to Jets fans.
Of course.
But I tweeted out 15 career games. Derek Stingley's got 5 picks. 28 career games. Sauce Gardner has 2. I know that's a very misleading stat and that interceptions aren't the end all be all. But at the very least, conversation has perhaps changed a little bit that the Texans completely whiffed by taking Stingley. I still get why they did it. Stingley in 2019 played at LSU and was awesome. Sauce Gardner, no offense to him, was playing at Cincinnati. Right. You don't hold it against him, but I still get why that pick was made, and we're finally seeing that promise from Stingley.
Exactly. That's why, every time people try to call him a bust or whatever, I was just like, they should have taken Sauce. I always went back to the schematics of what was going on last year, right? Heavy cover 2, Lovie Smith, corners aren't in position to make plays, right? This year, I was like, okay, now Sting is going to be in a very similar off defense as Sauce is. Basically the same exact defense, right, from a schematic standpoint. And you're already seeing the growth and the maturation because, again, I knew this defense was going to put Stingley in position to make a lot of plays on the ball. That's what the defense does because they kind of leave their corners, not necessarily on an island, but they have a lot of basically, let's forget it. They're on an island a decent amount of times where they don't have much safety help over the top, right? So there was going to be opportunities to make plays on the ball, and you've already seen it. And then, again, like the first game against the Ravens, if not for a Jalen Petrie tip because they went cover 0 on Lamar, there's a chance that Stingley would have had a pick 6 against the Ravens because he completely erased Odell on that out route when it was cover 0. And then I think that's a play with Jalen Petrie got hurt. But, again, you could see what was inevitable, what was coming. Like, a guy that played as well as he did at LSU that 2019 year as 18 years old, you don't forget how to play football at a high level like that, especially in the SEC, right? So it was just, for him, it's always been about durability, not about ability. Like, he has, like, the ball skills that you saw him show on Sunday, there's a lot of corners that can't make that play. Like, we're talking about, like, in the patch, let's go, Dion type of ball skills, the Jalen Ramsey type of ball skills, the Marcus Peters type of ball skills, the Xavier Howard type of ball skills, like ball skills that you just can't teach, right? You can do all the drills you want, make them go through a route tree, all that, make them play receiver in the offseason, but it won't equate to that because that's natural, right? So that's why, like, for me, if the coverage is, let's say, corner A, for me, this is me personally, not everybody, but let's say corner A is let's say is A at covering, but as a C plus at ball skills, and corner B is, let's go, a B plus at coverage skills, but an A plus, at coverage skills, but a A plus with ball skills, I'm taking corner B every single day of the week because taking the ball away changed the tenor of a game, right? And that makes quarterbacks not want to throw your way.
It's a skill. Some guys are a little too aggressive, but still have those good ball skills. And we've yet to see Stingley really get burnt on a gamble he's taken.
Right.
I think there's something to it. How much to it, I don't know. He's still young. I mean, this is a guy that still hasn't played a full NFL season in his career. We're only talking 15 games into his career. And with some of the injuries he's been dealing with, obviously that's been a factor. And you're hoping that's something that's going to change in the near future. I just want to, on a side note, DJ Bien-Aime with me in studio looking like Pat McAfee. Sun's out, guns out. I like it. Tatted up too. I did not know you were rocking ink. I like it.
I have a lot of tats.
When did you get your first tat?
2018 January in a garage.
In a garage.
Yeah, but the guy's actually really good.
He did good. Okay.
Yeah.
But I missed this guy. So a roommate of mine from the past. Well, he passed away. He was awesome. His name was Joel. But I love Joel because Joel used to be test subjects for people with tattoos, and let's just say some of them were not good. There's one that looked like a Teletubby, and I was like, okay, you're getting these in the garage. That is something I'm never gonna do. I miss Joel. Joel's a good dude. To go back to what I just saw though, DJ on TV, because DJ represents ESPN here. How about the mothership in a segment where Stephen A. Smith's in studio talking about the possibility of the Houston Texans winning the AFC South? At the top of the screen, it said, Stroud proud. All I got to say to that is, hell yeah. I can't wait to watch that Stephen A. Smith segment a little bit later. I'm not going to lie. I love me some screaming.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think, Stephen A's probably like one of the more, like he's for sure like if you go GOAT media guys, people that actually are in the space that understand his shtick and things of that nature, like, he's probably one of the greatest ever do it.
He's hilarious.
Yeah.
If you understand that he's an entertainer.
Right, exactly. You view it completely different, right? Like, all this stuff is entertainment. Like, if you're tuning in to watch us or you listen to us, we're here to entertain you. It's not necessarily about, like, especially with sports, because sports is entertainment. Now, if we're doing politics, that's a little different. You can have a little bit of the, the showboating or whatever, but for the most part, like, it's a lot more serious. But it's sports. Sports is supposed to be fun. Like, it's not always supposed to be serious, always button up, like, whatever.
No. Well, especially for me. Like, I just,
your shirt isn't buttoned right now. You got the top one unbuttoned.
That's true. Yeah, wait, you have your, all right, this is getting a little homoerotic now, but guess what? That one button just went down. It's because you got the sun's out, the guns out. Okay?
Sun's out, guns out.
Yeah.
But
Just bros being bros.
Bros being bros, man. That's why we got to, get ready for our flag football stuff.
That's true. We're going to be on a flag football team at some point in the near future.
Yep. Hopefully,
he doesn't want to do co-ed, though.
I don't want to do co-ed.
I want to do co-ed. I want to be the wife.
I don't want to. I have my wife. I'm good.
Yeah. That's unselfish. Not being a good teammate.
Well, I want to be my full authentic self. And when it comes to competing.
That's fine. You can do that.
In flag football.
I ran over, I absolutely truck sticked a girl once playing flag football.
Like, I'm not doing that.
She had a concussion, but she was fine.
I'm not doing that.
She broke her neck. It was okay.
You're insane. But anyway, back to the synopsis of
Bring it back.
Soliloquy. I think they have a great shot at winning the AFC South. I think it's mainly
right. We talked about that before today's show. Obviously, Trevor Lawrence has the ankle injury, and we'll see what the factor is there. That is big because the Texans were 2 games back of Jacksonville. Yeah. Now they have gained a game. The tiebreaker right now, because the Jaguars have the better conference record and division record, still goes to the Jaguars. But you wonder, okay, what kind of Trevor Lawrence are they getting the rest of the year?
Right.
And you also got to ask some questions about the Jaguars defense if they're getting torched by Jake Browning in for Joe Burrow last night. Jamar Chase deserves most of the credit for that game. Jamar Chase went out of his mind in this one. But I am curious. So it is possible in your eyes now.
Yeah, absolutely. I think mainly because, they did drop an AFC AFC game. So now the conference record can get closer because the Texans won on Sunday. So that put them above 500 in the conference. So I think it's I won't say it's wide open because the Jags still have the inside track, and obviously, thank God, Trevor isn't out for the rest of the year. But he's gonna miss 2 games, right? And the way it's looking, in all honesty, they're 8-4. They got to play the Browns with C.J. Beathard, and they got to play the Ravens with C.J. Beathard. Probably that's what I'm guessing, right? He'll miss
I like to call
games.
him Beat Hard, but I know it's Beathard.
Beat Hard, but anyway,
I'm a mature adult.
Yeah, you are. You're 45, saying Beat Hard.
At least I'm still young at heart, DJ.
I have a mentor named Bob Gobbert who was at the Newsday covering the Jets and Giants for like 40 decades. He's like 67 years old, 68 years old. I might have butchered his age. He might be 75. Who knows? But he acts like he's 16, so it's okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think that, back to the AFC South stuff, there's a good chance, right? The Texans win this week. They'll be 8-5? What? They'll be 8-5? Good Lord. Crazy? They'll be 8-5. Who would have predicted they'll be 8-5 through 13 games? Anyway.
You're trying to set yourself up? Was that you, DJ?
And no, I did not predict that. I did not predict that. And then they'll be 8-5. They beat the Jets. They should beat the Jets. They should wallop the Jets. They don't beat the Jets, then they were smelling themselves too much. And then after that, they'll be, 8-5. The Jags will probably be 8-5. The Jags will probably still have that still be leading. Then they'll probably lose to the Ravens, and then the Texans can handle business in Nashville. They'll be 9-5. They'll be 9-5. And be leading the AFC freaking South unless the Colts win the next 2 games. But yeah, like
the Colts need to piss off.
Yeah.
Side note, it's incredible what Shane Steichen has done with Gardner Minshew, and he's not getting a lot of Coach of the Year buzz. I think he should.
Yeah,
I think they've done a hell of a job there. And
I
mean, look, week 1, week 2. He outcoached D'Amico in that game. There's no denying that. It's early on in the year, obviously, and things have changed, but Steichen's done a hell of a job. All right, so DJ Bien-Aime, Houston Texans beat reporter for ESPN, with me in studio. Let's talk about the Tank Dell injury.
Okay.
I heard Nick Caserio this morning on the flagships talking about the pushback about Dell being in that spot. Paraphrasing here, but it's a bit of Captain Hindsight.
Yeah, of course. Like, he's playing football, guys. Like, why are we acting like football isn't a dangerous game?
It is. My pushback is, it's a weird, singular place for him to be. Is just around the goal line in that spot.
He brought himself in there.
It's true. And look, that could have been on him. I'm just saying the optics of it are why it's the issue. If this happened on another part of the field, I don't think that there would be as much blowback for it. Sean and I were talking about this yesterday. Stuff like this happens all over the field. And we were talking about this before the segment began, DJ. Like this does happen a lot. You can't always prevent injuries, but a moment like that, everyone's going to look at it and say, "Oh, you obviously shouldn't have had him
because everybody's lazy. When bad things happen, we have to point. Oh, well, you shouldn't have done this and you shouldn't have done that. Right?
Yeah,
and he shouldn't be there and she should be over there. No, bro, like it's football. Like things happen, man. Like I remember my first ever NFL game covering. Mekhi Becton, left tackle, is blocking somebody, and Greg Van Roden, I forgot how to pronounce his name. I'm called GVR. He gets blocked and gets barreled, and him and the D tackle from the Panthers roll right into Mekhi Becton's left leg, and he just recovered. Basically, it took him 2 whole years to fully recover. So why are we acting like football freak things do not happen? So let me guess, Mekhi shouldn't have been in that spot. He shouldn't have been at this left tackle spot blocking. No, like come on, like things happen. Like he got rolled up on, right? In football, if you're in piles, things happen. Like, I don't understand the whole concept of, oh, he shouldn't have been there, or da-da-da-da. He's been blocking the whole entire year. He's been blocking the whole entire year. Nothing has happened, and then something happened just now. It's football. Things happen.
What if I'm bigger than Tank Dell? And I am.
If Nico was in that spot, he's probably out for the year. If Dalton Schultz is in that spot, he's probably out for the year. Like, let's be for real. Like, he had 2 300-pound guys, which is almost 600-pound guys, rolled up on him. How many NFL players are going to survive that? How many? I would love to know how many guys are going to survive 600 pounds of weight rolling on your leg. How many guys are going to survive that? So, like, I get like, oh, don't put him in there. It should have been somebody else. What up? Somebody else would have been hurt. Let's just admit and say this. Y'all wish it was somebody else that got hurt and it wasn't Tank. Just say that. Just say it should have been. Because I seen people suggest it should have been somebody else so somebody else can break their leg. So somebody else can break their leg. Is that what we're saying now? Come on. Like, what? Like that makes no sense. Like, this is physics. Okay, yes, he's 5'10", 165. Cool. If he was 6'5", 230, 600 pounds is 600 pounds barreling into you. Your leg would have broke still, and you would have been carted off the field still. So let's be for real. People are saying that because they did not want to see Tank hurt. But if that was me out there, they'd have been like, oh, I feel so bad for DJ. I feel bad for DJ. But let's be real. It's because it was Tank, and Tank is so vital to the offense that we got to point fingers and blame and da-da-da-da-da. But it's football, man. Things happen.
So obviously there were two 600-pound guys there, but while you're riled up, like, what if he was nowhere near the 2 600-pound players?
Well, if he was, well, then he wouldn't be doing his job. He wouldn't be doing his job. That'd have been that. He just wouldn't be doing his job. That's that. You feel me?
Hey, I feel you. That made me laugh. Look, there's definitely some Captain Hindsight going on.
Always Captain Hindsight.
But I still think it's crazy that he's been in that many situations like that all year. I like that he's. Hey,
it's crazy he's playing football.
Come on, though. He's tiny.
Oh my God!
It's crazy.
He's playing football. He's playing football.
Put Matt Swole Mendola, huh? How about him?
And then now you have Derek kicking field goals again.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, it would be cool. I'm just saying, like, no matter who you put there, if you got two 300-pound men rolling into you, that's 600 pounds. Your leg is in trouble. Because I've seen bigger guys in that position get hurt. We always see when guys are blocking and then the guy rolled up on them. We saw Jared Patterson break his leg too. Like, well, whatever. I mean, he hurt his leg. He's out for the year. Was he not supposed to be there? Oh, you know what? We should have had Jared Patterson at center, at wide receiver. We should have had him out wide, split out wide, in the receiver stands catching running routes. We shouldn't have him inside that pile because he's like 300 pounds. And he got hurt too. It is football, guys. Like, that's what happens. People get hurt. It's unavoidable. Like, it's unavoidable. Let me hold on. Maybe Derek Stingley shouldn't have been practicing the day when he got hurt and hurt his hamstring. Maybe he shouldn't have been practicing. You know what? Because he wasn't practicing.
Yeah, I think
he'd
that's
been
right.
healthy.
He shouldn't have been practicing.
Yeah, exactly. Boom.
It's always just
he shouldn't have been practicing. He should never practice. Oh, man. Titus Howard should have been practicing. He did it when he broke his hand. He should have been in the stands.
DeAndre Hopkins should never practice.
He should have been in the stands. He should have been in the stands with the fans. Oh wait, Laramie's knee hurts. Oh man, you know what? Laramie should just retire. How about that?
Well, not retire.
He should just retire
no
so he doesn't get hurt anymore. You know? Oh, wait a minute. Tank Dell, he had a concussion early in the year. Maybe they should put two helmets on his head. 2 helmets to protect him from any concussions going on from here on out. Wait a minute.
I would 100% sign up for a comically large Kyler Murray-sized helmet on Tank Dell. Or like what Wes Welker used to have on his helmet. You remember that?
Yes, I remember that. It was to prevent concussion. It was to prevent concussions. You feel me? It was to prevent concussions. That's it. That's all I'm saying, man. Like you feel me? Like some guy, it is what it is. You know, a guy 300, 600 pounds fall on your leg. You know what? How about everybody listening has 600 pounds fall on their leg, and let's see if we all survive and we don't have something broken. You know, let's all put that to the test. Let's all put that to the test.
I don't really want to, but I am about that life. I ain't no soft boy. You know, I'm not a soft boy like LeBron.
You're from Tampa, so I don't know.
Pete?
I don't know. Oh, it's
the Berg,
St. Pete,
Pinellas County.
So much more rougher, Sean. It's so much more rougher in St. Pete. Oh my God, you got to worry about getting shot the second you step outside. It's so rough.
Well, you go to the South Side. South Side.
Oh my God, South Side, St. Pete. Southside St. Pete. Watch out.
DJ's just feeling himself.
Southside St. Pete. It's dangerous. Watch out.
You just saw the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer last night, and now you think
incredible.
You're hard.
It's
incredible. You're like, yeah, I'm from here. What? I'm from South Florida.
First off, a bunch of the scenes from South Beach, and anybody that knows if you're from South Florida, most people from South Florida do not go to South Beach.
Yeah, I know that because I'm about that life, DJ.
I almost cursed. I almost cursed on air, man. All right, back to football. on a more
you mentioned
bittersweet mood.
You mentioned before the show that the defense, which did have some nice individual performances. We talked about him specifically in detail with Derek Stingley, with Will Anderson as well. It wasn't as impressive of a performance as maybe we believe after the fact. And I mean, they were great on third downs. The Broncos were 0 of 11 on third down.
Yeah.
And they did pick off Russell Wilson 3 times. You saw Anderson get some sacks. Jonathan Grenard had another sack. But this was not the convincing defensive performance that some are saying it in your eyes.
Yeah, and I think most Texan players would admit that. Like, they would be like, nah, we didn't play nearly close to our standard. And they'll probably say, if this is our C+, B- effort or performance, then imagine when we hit A. You know, like B- was 3 interceptions, 0 for 11 on third downs, 3 sacks between Grenard and Will Anderson. The issue for me was there was a lot of miscommunication on the back end, right? Like, there was the fourth down where Russell Wilson rushed for like 2 yards to extend the drive. It was early in the game. Jerry Jeudy is wide open because there was a crossing route because the Texans went cover 2 and there was a crossing route on the back end. When the crossing route was coming from the other side, maybe like a post, Jimmy Ward carries that, and then the cross on the back end with Jerry Jeudy is wide open because Jimmy Ward, who's on the other side, he goes with the post. Even though I don't know if he was supposed to or not, I can't answer that. But Jerry Jeudy's wide open, so miscommunication. The play where Stingley catches the interception, to be fair, he made a great play, but Blake Cashman was guarding the switch route because, you know, basically a switch concept, whatever, and who was it? I think it was Jerry Jeudy would have been open down the sideline if, you know, Russ didn't just lock into Sutton. There was like a few other plays that I'm blanking on right now that Russ had an opportunity to dissect and he just didn't cash in, because it was pretty clear throughout the day that Sean Payton must have seen something on film and thought, okay, we can exploit the secondary for whatever reason. And they were able to hold their own, but he probably thought they can be exploited based on not their ability to cover, but what he thinks D'Amico was going to call and their responsibilities in those situations. And I don't want to use where he was toying with them, but he was really dialing it up. And there were a lot of opportunities that if Russ was just seeing the field better, he would have had like 4 touchdowns total. He had 2, probably would have had 2 more. Because that fourth down one was an example. There was another one probably to Jeudy that was I lied. There was actually one. It was actually fairly early in the game where I think it might have been cover 2, but Jimmy, I don't know what Jimmy was necessarily doing, and Sutton was kind of leaking down the sidelines behind Stingley because Stingley was in cover 2. Jimmy was in, I don't know, maybe he thought it was quarters, whatever. But long story short, there was a lot of miscommunication going on the back end, and I think they got to clean that up, which is good, right? Like, as I think Sean Payton once said on The Herd, was that you'd rather win and not play well or play up to your standard because now you can really coach the bleep out of them, right? Because at that point, you can show them we did a lot of things well, but there were some things that could get us burnt later, and let's clean this up now so we don't have to worry about that.
No rat poison, hopefully, going into this game against the Jets, who are poison to their own fans. But they bring joy to my heart, my sad heart.
You're a Patriots fan right now. They're 2-10. Yeah, but one of your wins is against them, so
hopefully
0-2 against the Dolphins, though.
You know what?
Who's the number 1 seed in the AFC?
Just get out. He's DJ Bien-Aime. Catch his work, ESPN.com, at DJ Bien-Aime on Twitter. Always fun. The rant will be up. That made me laugh very hard. It's the Paul Gallant Show. Stick around.